Welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well and enjoy today's little presentation, our feature today. Please, if you are new to the channel, if you enjoy it, please push that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you on board, and please make sure you press that notification as well so you get to know when these vlogs are coming out on City past and present. And please, if you can, like Pepper there in the corner, give us a thumbs up, it's great. And please, all your comments are very, very welcome. Please enjoy. Welcome back to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And we have match report, don't we? A very interesting match today. Whew. We got away with that one, guys. I think today that was a bit shambolic in parts. They say that's what champions are made of, but I wouldn't want to slip in it, that's for sure, if that's what we are made of. Very interesting game, but 3 points on the board. Everton 0, Manchester City 1, of course, at Goodison Park, 5:30. I never like 5:30 p.m. kickoffs. I think that's the problem. City match day 27, of course. City 11, yes, let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at their 11. Yeah, I got, or our 11, never mind their 11. I got 9, no Walker and Mahrez. Walker was unusual, wasn't it? I mean, obviously someone said they might have been thinking about set pieces with Everton, obviously getting the height, but obviously if Stones had played alongside Diaz, I think that would have done the job. So whether, say, what Walker and Pep perhaps aren't quite getting on as well as they should be at the moment, because I think Walker wants to play. There's absolutely no, I know he had that, his friend sadly passed recently, but I think there's no doubt he wants to play in the game. So interesting. And Mahrez, yeah, I just thought Mahrez would play as well. So he was the other one missing from my team. I was very surprised. So, lining up, we had Edison, Stones, Diaz, Cancelo, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo, Foden and Sterling. Yeah, so could Sterling turn it on Merseyside? Probably not. On the bench, Carson, Slicker, so Aki's still injured, obviously. So I think we'll have Carson in for the FA Cup. Will we have Slicker? What do you think, guys? FA Cup on Tuesday? Who knows? Walker, Aki, Jesus, Grealish, Zinchenko, Ferner and Mahrez. Yeah, so a strong bench. I think that's the strongest bench we've had from probably the first couple of months of the season. Right, Everton. Pickford, Coleman, Holgate, Keane, Kenny, Allen, Decore, is it how you pronounce it? Van der Beek or Beek? I don't know, Van der Beek, I don't know. Iwobi, Gordon and Richarlison. Yeah, I was quite impressed with Gordon. I thought he played very, very well. In fact, well, they all played quite well, really, didn't they? Who was in charge? Of course, Mr. Paul Tierney was in charge. That was his 121st top flight game. And his VAR assistant, who we can probably send a bottle of whiskey to, I think, after tonight, was Chris Kavanagh at Stockley Park. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, the match report, a poor first half from City. Partly because Everton were well up for this, pretty much physically out-battled us all first 45 minutes, to be honest with you. They worked very, very hard. You sort of doubted they could keep it up for 90 minutes, but hey, they were lucky not to go in at half-time, at least perhaps a goal to the good, although they didn't have any great, fantastic clear-cut chances, but they thoroughly deserved a 0-0 at half-time, that was for sure. Richarlison was doing his best, winning free kicks all over the place, making our defenders and midfielders look like clowns as we clumsily gave away free kick after free kick. We got sucked in every single time. I mean, I don't rate Richarlison at all, but he does what he does, and he's good at what he does, and we certainly fell for it time and time again. As I said before, Gordon always looked a threat on their left, and Stones was having a bit of a torrid time at right back. Reminded me a bit of, I'm going back in time here, guys, when Keith Curle played right back for England. He was pretty much given a really torrid time when he played for England. He never played again, I don't think, after that. But yeah, say totally off the wall comparison, but that's what it took me back to. Obviously, he didn't do very well. Better second half, but that's because City were better second half. 29 minutes before we had a sort of real strike at goal, a simple save for Pickford from a KDB roller from distance. 31 minutes, Everton had a great chance, which unfortunately fell to Kenny. I think Allen did some great approach work. Kenny sort of sliced it wide from the angle about 8 yards out. I don't think Kenny scored for Everton. That probably showed, but it's a sort of typical thing, wouldn't it, if he scored against City? That's what usually happens. Richarlison went close to the shot. Wasn't sure it was offside, though. Straight at Edison. After Everton again pressured very well in and around our box. He did very well at pressing City, and we weren't as composed as we would normally be. So 0-0 at half time. Everton the better of the teams, but you got to think City can't play as badly as that the second half. And we did start the second half pretty well. And Everton were either began to sit back or they were actually forced to sit back by the way City were playing as we started to knock it about a little bit better. 55 minutes are probably our best chance so far of the game, as a great Foden shot was saved by Pickford, who had quite a good game. 65 minutes, John Stones tries to get in on the action, doesn't he? And Pickford has to parry a great Stones blast from about 22 yards. 68 minutes, KDB. I think it was a Gundogan pass where he sort of got the freedom to run across, one of those famous runs across that KDB does. He unleashes a shot, but that was well saved by Pickford. And obviously Bernardo was on target with the rebound, a sort of side volley again, looked spectacular. But again, Pickford was up like a shot and saved that as well. So all credit, Pickford. Pickford could do some good stuff. 77 minutes, yes, 77 minutes, 13 minutes left. We make a substitution. Mahrez and Jesus on Gundogan and Sterling. I mean, Sterling could have been dragged off after about 20 minutes, in all fairness. He was pretty awful. Gundogan wasn't having a great day, but a lot of City players weren't. But 77 minutes, Pep. Yeah, well, this is Pep believing that the plan A was working. And in all fairness, we did have a lot of possession that second half, but did we look like scoring? Perhaps we needed to sort of change it a little bit earlier, but Pep knows what he's doing, because on 82 minutes, yes, Bernardo cross deflected, and then poor Keane, I have no idea what he was trying to do. Foden was sat on his shoulder, and Keane just sort of nudged it to Foden. And Foden, around just hitting it first time, just took one touch and then just calmly slotted it past Pickford, who had no chance whatsoever. 82 minutes, surely game over. Perhaps not with City, that's for sure. Because on 85 minutes, Rodri just... I have no idea. I have no idea what he was doing. He was obviously panicking. There's no need to panic. And he put his arm out, and it wasn't a clear and obvious error, say VAR, to actually put it back to the referee. I would be disappointed as an Everton fan for that, and I'd be disappointed as a City fan if it had gone the other way. I just thought it was a penalty. No guarantee they'd score it, but they probably would have done. But we got away with one there. And Rodri, what were you doing, mate? I have no idea. 87 minutes, of course, Edison was booked for time wasted. The fact that Pickford probably wasted about 10 minutes in total himself and never got booked, it doesn't matter, does it? Obviously, when it's a City keep with a couple of minutes left, it's City that get booked for time wasted. It's happened before to Edison, it'll happen again. 89 minutes, Foden was booked for a little bit of petulance, wasn't he, in the corner? 5 minutes injury time, and Mr. Dele Alli had come on as substitute, and I think he got booked basically for being a twat, to be honest with you, because that was a good enough excuse to book him at any time. There's one instance where Stones had hurt his finger, and he was trying to drag him off the pitch, and then obviously he sort of left a little knee in with Edison, so Dele Alli. Typical. So happy he didn't do anything or score anything. So he got himself a booking. Key stats, Everton 6 shots, 2 on target. City 13 shots, 8 on target. So I'll say Pickford did some good saves. I didn't say he had to do spectacular saves, but he did some good saves. Possession was 68% for City. Pass completion just 76 for Everton, which is probably about their norm, and a bit down for us, 88%. But all credit to Everton. They probably caused that by the pressure they put us under. Right, the player ratings. I'm going to start with the 6 guys with this one. Stuart Brennan has missed KDB on the evening news little rating, so I just checked before I come back on here, and I've done this about what time is it now? Just 8:10, so I've done it about an hour and a bit afterwards, but he's not updated his player ratings on the MEN website, so I'll have to ignore that for Mr. Stuart Brennan this week. He's obviously not put them out on Twitter or the MEN site at the moment. He may have rectified that now, but he hasn't done it before I do this, so there's not much you can do. So you've just got my thoughts on Mr. KDB. Right, let's have a look. Edison Stewart says, 1 sharp save from Richarlison in the first half was increasingly a spectator as City stepped it up. So let's give him a 6. Yeah, I've got to give Edison a 6 as well. No real threat. There's a couple of late punts up, a couple of late poor kick-outs that he did when it was getting to injury time, getting all a bit panicky, but not enough to lower him and give him a less than a 6 mark. And as I said, there's one save where he didn't know a guy was offside, so good enough save. John Stones given a hard time by Gordon. He certainly was, Stuart, in the first half, but almost grabbed a dream return goal. Well, yeah, I mean, straight at if a dream return goal is straight at your goalkeeper and he lets it through his hands, perhaps, but obviously Pickford just parried it into the air. So he's given him a 6. He had a torrid game. I can't give him the standard John Stones. I love John Stones to bits, as you know, but I'll have to give him a 5.5. He did struggle at times, and I say most players upped it a little bit in the second half, but that didn't make up for that poor first half. Ruben Diaz pretty much controls, says Stuart, for all of Everton's endeavour, as Everton's inactivity shows. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Stuart's given him a 7. I think he's been a bit generous. I give him a 6. I've given him the standard. I thought he stood tall, and unlike his fellow defenders, didn't sort of get drawn into silly fouls, mainly against Richarlison, but he seemed to be a lot calmer. Obviously, he wasn't very calm with Mr. Rodri late on, was he? But we know why. I'm Eric Laporte. Stuart said defensively sound as the game wore on, began to exert pressure with some smart passing. So Stuart's given him a 7. Yeah, again, generous. I'm not going to go mad this week, guys. I'm just going to give him a 6. I think he got drawn into these clumsy fouls 2 or 3 times from what I remember, and sometimes give a free kick in a dodgy position. And I thought he played better second half, but that's because City were on the ascendancy in the second half, so he's allowed a bit more time to put the ball through. So I will give him a 6, but I think Stuart's a bit kind with 7. Cancelo, uncommonly lax, says Stuart, in his passing, uncommonly. I've seen a bit of that recently, guys, and lacking the dynamism that has set him apart this season. So I give him a 5. I'm going to echo a 5. I think he's been lax for more than this game, and I certainly watched his crossing and his passing today, and most were overhit. Couple of okay things. I do a little tick and cross thing. He had a tick, but he had 3 crosses. So I can only give him a 5. Poor passing. Again, he's another one who got dragged into fouling players like Richarlison needlessly. Just clumsy. Not good enough. Rodri, some odd decisions, says Stuart. Has Diaz raging at him at one point. Couldn't see his full control of midfield. I agree. Stuart's given him a 5. I give him a 5. My friend who says I have a downer on Rodri. If you think he did better than 5, fair enough, but I thought it was average. And what the hell was that handball? He could have cost us 3 points today. I'm sorry, not good enough today, Rodri. And it's the sort of game I expect him to struggle a little bit when the team are competitive like Everton were. So, I won't hold it against him because I probably expect that sort of performance, but just not really good enough. KDB, no mark from Stuart. Another game where he just struggled to impose himself, but 100% effort. But I think for a guy with his talent, we need a little bit more than that, don't we? But you always know he's dangerous. He pulled out a great save from Pickford that could have ended in a goal. So I am going to give him a 6. I'll give him a standard 6 because I think he kept going and he did have 1 or 2 good chances, but we couldn't find a way through that defence and the way Everton played. So, and it's not just his fault. It was just, it's just the team as a whole. Ilkay Gundogan Stewart said, normally such a reliable passer, but his radar was askew in this one, and that meant City stuttered at times. So give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.5, yeah, but I think he came more into it, but I don't think Gundogan was really at it. He was in and around the box. He had a couple of half chances, I think, come very, very close, but again, just another midfielder who struggled to get into it for me. Bernardo Silva Stewart said, denied by Pickford's brilliant save, and his cross somehow found its way to Foden for the winner. Yeah, like Gundogan, he struggled. Stewart's given him a 6. Yeah, I have given him a 6, only on the basis that he sort of assist. He put it in the danger area, and really that he took that shot well, the rebound from KDB's shot, but it's just a good save from Pickford. He hit the target in a sort of half volley again that he's good at, and if he hadn't saved it, it would have been in the net, which is obvious. So I will give him a 6, as I thought Bernardo was okay, but then again did struggle a little bit. Phil Foden, a couple of lovely flashes, says Stuart, of skill, almost opened Everton up, and he gleefully seized a present from Keane. He did. Stuart's given him a 7. Again, I've given him a 6.5. The best of an average lot today. That's my highest score of the day, guys. He was the best of a pretty average City performance, but a very good Everton performance, and they made City look pretty average for most of that game. Raheem Sterling, well, we saved the best to the last, guys, don't we, of the guys who started. Stuart said incredible that he stayed on the field so long after a series of bad decisions and hesitations that killed attacks. He's given him a 4. Yeah, if my basic is 6, I've got to give him a 4 as well. If my standard is 6, I'm sorry, I can't give him a 5 because he was the worst player on the pitch by a long way. Nothing nothing that what he attempted in an attacking sense worked. I'm sure he did some completed passes, but what do you think, guys? Let me know what you think on all these players. As I say, it's all opinions, isn't it? It's all what we see of a game. And sometimes you watch a game back, you might see different things, and it's hard when you're caught up in the emotion of a game as well. But yeah, I'll give him a 4. He was our poorest player for me, right? And why he wasn't dragged off at least on the minimum 60 minutes, which is what Pep likes to do, I have no idea. The subs, I've not given any marks to the subs. Mahrez came on 77 for Gundogan. Stuart said no inspiration, give him a 6. Well, I didn't have much time to do anything. And Gabriel Jesus come on for Sterling on 77 as well. Strangely subdued with a 5, says Stuart. I mean, a 5. I mean, give him a break, mate. He's only on for 13 minutes plus injury time. Give him a chance. I think he got involved. It's a bit harsh from Stuart. My man of the match, I nearly didn't give one again, but I didn't give one last week against Spurs, did I? So I've got to give it Foden. Right place, right time, and he took it. And again, not one of his greatest efforts, but again, he was there to do it, wasn't he? Our overall record now reads against Everton. We played 89 at their gaff in the league. We won 23, drawn 23, and we've lost 43, so we're still well behind. 101 goals scored and 151 let in. Everton going forward briefly, guys. Let me know what you think of their chances. But I mean, if they show this sort of fight, of course they'll be fine. But we know damn well they're not always going to show this sort of fight. I mean, against Southampton last week they were abysmal after being okay against Leeds, and they're great against us. So they're going to Tottenham away next, which might not be a bad game for them. I think they're okay at Tottenham. I think they've got a reasonable record. So, yeah, if they show this sort of fight, they'll be fine. The Everton fans were okay, although obviously the 3 songs they probably sing in a whole game get a bit monotonous after a while. But yeah, they were okay. I think the commentator said how great the atmosphere was. It sounded all right. It sounded fine. But yeah, with the fans at Goodison and the games at Goodison, they should win games. So I think they'll be okay. But just I think they'll find 3 worse than them, which is about all we can say at the moment. But they will have to hopefully get something from Tottenham next game. Carry on from there. They've got Boreham Wood in the FA Cup, so that shouldn't be a problem. But I assume he'll play a lot of the younger lads in that one as well, so it could be interesting. But I think they'll be okay, Everton. Let me know what you think of Everton's chances. And as far as us, yeah, I mean, it's no good playing 45-minute first halves and not really getting going, because that means we have to win a game in 45 minutes, which we're quite capable of. And we did play a lot better that second half as Everton tired and we upped the tempo a little bit. But we did get away with this today. Yeah, we scored that 82nd minute goal. If that was the only action of that second half and it worked, I'll say, yeah, that's what makes us champions. But when you do something stupid like Rodri did and we got away with it, I mean, that doesn't make champions. That's just idiocy. That is just idiocy. And though we dominated that second half, it wasn't another great performance. But again, all credit to Everton. I'm not going to take anything away from Everton. I thought Everton played very, very well, and we got to be able to create things, and we just weren't. I mean, people like Cancelo, who probably a month ago was creating little things and spaces. It just whoops, program's fell down. Just bear with a bit. Let's keep that there. Probably an omen. Leave it down there for now. Doesn't matter, does it? So yeah, so Cancelo, as I say, he's doing, and Sterling's been playing okay, but if he's going to have an off day like this, there's too many players not quite at it at the moment, and it is a struggle. But no need to worry, guys. It's 3 points. We didn't play well. That's all that matters. 3 points, and it's only United next in the league, so it's all good, isn't it? Right, so please join me as I look forward. We look forward to an FA Cup, don't we? Yes, I'm down at Peterborough. If you are there and you see me, come and say hello if you go into the match. So I'll be down there for the 41 years later to the last time I went down to Peterborough. So, yeah, please come up and say hello if you're there. And, of course, the History Boys show is already out there, so have a look at that. Looking back, of course, at our one meeting in 1981, so my personal memories as well, including a little vlog on that. And, of course, there will be a preview show and an odd show as well for the Peterborough game. Let's get some more money for the charity. I have no idea what happened today. I can't remember what I put the bets on for the charity, but 1-0. probably doesn't look good for the charity kitty, to be honest with you. I think we might be on a loser today, guys, but join me for the odd show and find out anyway, and find out what we're doing against Peterborough. Anyway, thanks for watching today, guys. What we're going to do rest day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Citizen channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.